Hey, I'm CDiinky. Alrighty guys, in today's video we are going to be going over the best Dagger build inside of Grounded. This build can be used in the mid game, late game, and also the early game for New Game Plus, and all round this build is very good if you like doing damage over time such as poison and bleed. Let's just jump in straight into the build, and first off we are going to start with the armor set, and of course the headpiece is going to be the mask of the Mother Demon. With this equipped you're going to get that poison coating, and if you go down the sleek path you will also get that venom coating. So straight off the bat we have 2 damage over times from this one headpiece. Our chestplate is going to be the Black Widow chestplate, as this is going to give us plus poison damage, which is going to increase all poison damage by 40%, and also if we go down the sleek path we get parry poison, which is another venom damage over time to our character. Now there are 2 types of leggings you can use with this build. If you would like to go more of a poison build, use the Widow leggings, as this increases your poison damage by a further 30%, and going sleek once more gives you more chance for that parry poison. If you do not want to rock more poison, you can go with the Assassin Greaves, which gives you the effect of Cutman. So after every single crit you deal, you will deal a bleed damage over time. So if you would like to add bleed into your build, go for the Assassin Greaves. If you would like to add more poison damage to your build, go for the Widow leggings. Once we've got our armor set equipped, the weapon of choice we are going to be using is going to be the Widow Dagger. This is the only tier 3 dagger inside the game, and it gives us the venom effect on every hit, so more damage over time is going to be perfect for this build. If you're going to be rocking any shield with this build, I would highly recommend going with the Fire Rate shield, as this gives you the block corrosion, which is going to reduce your enemy's defenses by 15%. But be cautious, if you are rocking a shield you will also get the defensive stance debuff, which will decrease your damage by 20%. So when you are rocking a shield you will get minus 20% damage, but this will not affect your poison or bleed damage over times. The trinkets we would like to use for this build is either going to be the Whittling, which is going to allow us to summon in our own Black Whittlings for the extra venom damage, or if you would like some more summoning damage you can use the Broodmother Trinket, which is going to give you plus summon poisons, so all your summons can do poison damage, and also they deal more damage as well. To be honest, it's completely preference, but for this build I'm going to be rocking the Whittling. And now when it comes to the backyard using the Widow Dagger, you can pretty much use any dagger for this build. You can go down the mighty path, the fresh path, salty path, sour path, or spicy path. It really doesn't matter, but if you want to deal more damage to your enemy, just make sure you have the appropriate weakness to the enemy. So for example, a lot of the upper yard bugs are weak to fresh damage, so go ahead and use the fresh dagger. But if you would like an all-round decent weapon that does a lot of damage, go with the Sour Widow Dagger, as nothing is weak to sour in this game. For smoothies and buffs, I would not recommend using these unless you are going to be in a boss fight, but Sticky Boss Sauce for plus crit chance, which increases your critical hit chance by 5%, Sticky Liquid Rage, which increases your damage by plus 10%, and also Sticky Green Machine, which is going to give you more hyper stamina, so your stamina regens faster. And meals, if you are in the very late game, you can use the Perfect Toast for plus crit chance and yoked blows, or if you are in the mid to late game, you can also use the Spider Slider. The Spider Slider and the Perfect Toast give the exact same amount of crit chance, just with the Perfect Toast you are getting the added bonus of yoked blows, when Spider Slider you are not. And for those who are in the mid to late game, if you have not got the Broodmother chestplate or any Widow armor just yet, you can also use the Spider armor down the sleek path, as this also gives you the plus poison damage. The chest piece gives you plus 40% poison damage, the leggings gives you plus 30%, and the helmet gives you plus 20%. And of course, if you are also going to be rocking the dagger, use the Spider Fang dagger for that plus poison damage as well. So we have gone over the weapon, we have gone over the trinket, we have gone over the armor set. Now let's go over the mutations for this build, and for all mutations I would highly recommend you have them maxed out to phase 2 and or 3. The maximum phase, of course, the higher the phase the better the mutations are going to be, and if you've maxed them out you're going to get an added mastery bonus. So starting off, we are going to be having the Assassin mutation, which allows us to do a bleed damage over time to our enemies on every single hit, and the mastery bonus allows us to deal more bleed damage. I think it reduces their bleed resistance by 35%, which increases our bleed damage once more. We are also going to be rocking the Coup de Grace mutation, which is going to increase our crit chance by 5%. We're going to be rocking the Cardio Fan mutation, which is going to give us more stamina and exhaustion recovery. The Spicy Safety mutation, just so we can survive a little bit longer when we are versing stabbing or smashing enemies. And finally, we are going to be rocking the Mum Jeans mutation, which will allow us to summon in our own Spiderlings, but also increase our poison damage. So now we have got our build set in play. This build also works really well against the Mantis boss, and pretty much stops there. the build is only good against the Mantis because the Mantis is one of the only bosses in the game that is not weak to poison or bleed damage. If you use this build against the Broodmother, the Wasp Queen, or the infected Broodmother, you're going to be losing a ton of poison damage because all three of these guys are going to be resistant to our poison attacks. And why not, at the end of this video, we are also going to be fighting the Mantis boss just to show off how good this build can be with damage over time. And now finally, if you would like a pet buff, you can definitely go with the Fire Ant pet, which is going to increase your damage by 20%, but this will not affect your poison or bleed damage over time, just your initial dagger hits. So with all that being said, let's jump straight into a build. This Black Ox Beetle is going to be weak to salty damage, so let's just hit him with our salty attacks. And as you can see, the bleed damage we are doing to this Black Ox Beetle is just absolutely insane. He is fully stacked, and the amount of damage over time or dot effects he has on him is completely insane. And we can just sit back and watch as this venom and poison and bleed just takes him out. Although when it comes to the poison and venom, it is quite slow but deals a massive amount of damage. Easily, Black Ox Beetle has been killed. When it comes to the build, the bleed damage does the most amount of damage super quickly, and the poison and venom does more damage over time, if that makes sense. So we're going to fight this ladybird. We're going to hit her just a few times. We're going to stack up and get our damage on her. We also have our spiderlings. She hit me once, but like, just like that, the damage over time has already taken her out just like that. This build is also exceptionally great when you're versing hordes of enemies, as all you need to do is hit them a few times, and then once you have your summons in, you can just basically leave them because the venom and poison should take them out over time. Just like that, that one ladybird just popped to the poison and bleed, and this ladybird should be dead in just a few seconds, and just like that, we'll peep him as well. And he has been popped and dead just like that as well. I have no idea why there are so many worker ants here, but we're going to hit them. There are so many stuck in the wall. All we're going to do, we're just going to hit a few of them, and just like that, they will die eventually to all this poison. If we have the Ant Annihilator mutation equipped, it's going to deal even more damage to these guys. But honestly, we don't really need it, as like they're all just going to pop just like that. A super duper easy way to take out large hordes of enemies. I have no idea what this worker ant is doing. But I will just go ahead and pop him as well. And we'll go ahead and take these guys out as well. Get out of here. Get these guys out of here. And just like that, they are down for the count. I'm going to go ahead and rock this build against a Black Widow as well, just to show you the damage when you're versing spider creatures. As you know, spiders are also resistant to poison damage, but bypasses resistance and bleed damage. So we're going to rock a Fire Ant shield, and we're also going to rock our Sour Dagger. We're also going to rock a shield so we can block some of these attacks. Our healing is very annoying. But as you can see, we are just dealing a ton of damage over time to her. We do get some crits. And even though she is resistant to majority of our poison attacks, like, she is just bleeding out. It's hard to see her health bar because there's so many widowlings around. But if we just leave her alive, she also is getting healed by her special effect. We can just sit here and tank these attacks, to be honest. We stun the Widow, and just after a few more attacks, she is down just like that. A super duper easy Widow kill. Although I am in New Game Plus, I think it's 5 with my molars and stamina. So it's going to be slightly different when you are using this build in a normal game. So I'm pretty sure you guys get the idea when you are randomly farming enemies inside of the backyard. But how does it do against the Mantis boss? Well, for this boss fight, I'm going to fully buff myself up. I'm also going to use the Orchid Mantis mount to get plus 20% damage to all of my attacks. This does not include the poison or venom. I've left some mantises in here from my previous video. Let's go ahead and clean those guys out. Let's go ahead and equip our mutations, spawn her in, and we're also going to be rocking our Salt Dagger for extra bonus damage, and you're just going to see the raw damage our poison and venom and bleed can do. We got a power here. We're also just going to start mashing her. You need to get a crit to get our bleed crit on her. We seem to be getting unfortunately unlucky with that, although we did get the block corrosion from our shield. We're going to parry this attack, and we're going to hit her a few more times. There we go. We did get our crit bleed on her. And yeah, I got another crit, and I can just sit back and relax and see how much damage the bleed damage is doing to her. To be honest, it's a crazy amount of damage when I'm hitting her just a couple of times just to stack this bleed. But once again, the venom and poison attacks are going to deal slower damage over time than the faster bleed type. So I'm going to go here and just start hitting her just a few more times. And from all those damage over time buffs, she should be dead in the next 5 to 10 seconds when the bleed runs out. And just like that, Mantis is down for the count. A super duper strong build, especially if you aren't very comfortable fighting the Mantis one-on-one. Damage over time builds just shine so much when you fully stack up and buff on them. And for the heck of it, why not? Let's go ahead and fight the Hedge Broodmother as well. I'm going to bring myself a spicy Widow Dagger, as she is weak to spicy damage. I'm also going to mark her out for that extra damage. Let's chuck our mutations on and summon in the Hedge Broodmother. This time I'm not going to rock a shield because I'm pretty sure she will die pretty quickly and we won't get our block of corrosion on her. So we're going to hit her a few times, and just like that, yeah, the amount of damage we're dealing is mainly from our spicy Widow Dagger. But as you can see, the poison and bleed is ticking her just a little bit. But definitely not as much as it did with the Mantis boss fight, as the Hedge Broodmother is weak to the Broodmother Venom. And also when it comes to the mobs in the fight, they all die pretty quickly. You can just hit them once with the bleed and stuff, and they should die just like that. Although I'm going to not worry about them because they are very weak. And it's just going to slow this fight. We'll hit the Hedge Broodmother just a few more times and crit, and she is dead just like that. There are definitely faster ways of killing her by using a spicy Cortana build and whatnot, but for this build being an all-round build and a boss killer, it's definitely an amazing build. But that there is going to be the end of today's video, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy today's video, and if you did enjoy today's video, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and heck, even a comment down below. I'd really appreciate that. And finally, a massive shout out to my channel members and my tier 3 members, Idiot Players, Coco, and the Stitchman. I appreciate you guys a lot. And with all that said, guys, I will catch you guys in the next video.